Heiliger Schnippschnapp.
All the best people are crazy. All the best people are.
What's up, crazies? My name's Jessie, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am a digital multimedia engineer, also known as a conforming artist, who spent the last couple of years working in film post-production and who can tell you a lot about how movies are made and what to notice while watching them. Today, we are finishing up season 3 of Ginny and Georgia. Are you ready? Let's dive in. The 9th episode starts with a whirlwind of thoughts in Max's ADHD brain, contemplating everything and everywhere all at once. And as an ADHD girly myself, I can very much appreciate this depiction of what it looks like inside of an ADHD brain, because it feels very accurate and I feel very seen. This was a brilliant show don't tell voiceover. I know that's a paradox in and of itself, but brilliantly executed. And I also like that, just like in season 2, we had one episode from Marcus's POV, we are now getting an episode from Max's POV, and I wonder if they will continue this in some future seasons, that we will get maybe Ellen's POV or Austin's POV would be very interesting. I have high hopes for the following seasons. Marcus comes home and Max finds out that Georgia has been arrested and is in jail now, so she can relax a little bit. She then confronts Marcus about his obvious drinking problem, but he denies it. That evening, when Ginny arrives back to Zion's place, she's not alone.
She wants me to take Georgia's case.
Hey, actually not a bad idea. Simone is established as a criminal defense attorney. From what we've heard, a good one. It's interesting. That's a nice twist. I didn't expect Ginny to actually have resources, like I said in the last episode, but I guess I stand corrected.
Why does it have to be you?
I don't know how to tell Ginny I won't do it.
She is hard to say no to, especially if Simone decides to date Zion again. She would want a good rapport with Ginny, so.
Simone will care more than a random lawyer. It's personal. She'll put more into it because she doesn't want to lose you.
Exactly. Really smart choice of Ginny to try and get Simone on board.
And I want to go back to court. It's important to me that I'm there. Can you please let that be my choice?
As it should be. Showing up for her mom in court should be Ginny's choice. She is old enough to know if she wants to be there or not. On another note, this finally happens. Yes! Finally something going well for Abby. Something going right. She so deserves it, and I am excited to see more of those too. While Max is getting ready for school, she asks her mom if she should approach Abby, Ginny, and Nora about leaving her out of stuff recently, or at least her feeling like they do. And I just realized why Max always feels like she's being left out or is scared to be left out. She has ADHD, which makes her neurodivergent, and what can happen with neurodivergent people is that they can suffer from something called rejection sensitivity dysphoria. Rejection sensitivity dysphoria, RSD, is a condition where people are highly sensitive to criticism, failure, and rejection. What happens is they value everything a person does, their body language, tone of voice, even facial expressions, and project all of that onto themselves. And if anything seems just the tiny bit off or indifferent or distant, they immediately assume they've done something wrong, the person is mad at them, or doesn't like them. And if we look at Max's behavior and the pattern of her feeling rejected by other people constantly, I think it's very evidently clear that she is suffering from rejection sensitivity dysphoria. And again, I am shocked yet not surprised by the inability of Max's and Marcus's parents to recognize these sorts of things within the children. They have a depressed son and seemingly know nothing about how to handle that. They have a child with ADHD and also seem to not understand what that looks like, how her brain works, and the things that come with it, like the RSD. Educate yourself. When your child has things that you can educate yourself on those. Like, that's the most common sense thing to do, no? Her mom tells her in this moment to just let it go and that her friends just are different from her. But that is not advice that Max needs to hear. Max needs to hear that not everything her friends do has to do with her. Max has to realize that her friends are their own people and that she is her own person. Max needs to know that her value is not dependent on whether they include her in stuff or not. And she needs to know that just because they do things without her doesn't mean that they love or need her less. That is the advice the mother should give her. Not telling her to let it go. Have you ever met someone with ADHD? Because letting go is one of the hardest things for us to do because our mind won't let us forget. That morning is Simone's first visit with Georgia. Things are, of course, a bit awkward, but Simone doesn't play games. She's upfront, honest, and straight down to business, and honestly, I think she's one of my most favorite characters, and she deserves more screen time.
Everyone has heard you labeled a dangerous killer. They heard about your criminal past. They heard about your horrible childhood. We need to own that.
Okay. I'm excited about where this is going.
Everyone loves an underdog.
That's true. Underdogs are very popular in the eyes of the public. Think of Hunger Games, Divergent, all of those sci-fi things. Simone then suggests to turn the eye of the jury to Cynthia, just like the old lawyer did. But again, Georgia refuses to make her a suspect. Even if pointing fingers at Cynthia would mean, or could mean, a get-out-of-jail-free card. But I think in this moment, she's come to a point where she has started to accept her fate. She knows she's done. So why point fingers at someone else when everything is said and done in her eyes? Ginny visits her brother in school to tell him the news about Georgia. She notices that Gil has been feeding his ears with lies, surprise, surprise, painting a picture for Austin that would make him trust Gil more than his own sister. Gil then shows up and announces to Ginny that he has every intention of taking Austin away to Michigan, separating the two.
Please don't do this. Just think about Austin. We need each other.
I am thinking about Austin. You guys can still talk on the phone?
On the phone, I'm his sister.
Half-sister.
Asshole! Again, Gil is never thinking of Austin. You're not even real siblings. What? Of course they are. They grew up together. You weren't there, sir. Okay, he was in jail. But still, he's never thinking of Austin. This is just another pretense to get what he wants. It's only about power and control with this guy.
You hurt my mom. You're a bad person. I don't want Austin near you.
You know what? You were growing up to be just like your mother.
Gil.
I knew it was only a matter of time. Once a misogynist, always a misogynist. And who would have thought Cynthia, of all people, would come to Ginny's rescue here? But that was so scary. Ellen finally gets over herself and visits Georgia in prison. Georgia cautiously mentions to keep an eye on Marcus and his drinking, and that she grew up around addicts and notices the patterns.
I don't think he's an addict. He's 16. I drank when I was 16.
Girl, that's not... First of all, you're not in Germany, where this is legal. You're in the US, where the legal drinking age is 21 and not 16. And secondly, you could at least follow up on Georgia's hunch. She obviously knows what she's talking about, and isn't your son's health your #1 priority? But her being in denial just explains a lot of things that she missed with both of her kids, and I feel like Ellen is always just constantly overwhelmed with both of her kids. She always hopes that they will just work it out themselves, but it's your job as the parent to be the guide, the counsel, and the protector. Those just are things that you need to learn when you become a parent. And of course, it's not easy and you'll make mistakes trying to figure out these skills, but it feels like Ellen has never learned them after being a mom for like 16 years. It's like she still doesn't know how to be a mom, but you've had at least 16 years now. What are you doing?
You can still win. This isn't over.
Yes, it is. And you know it. And that's why you came.
Georgia really has given up, huh? After Ellen, Joe visits Georgia. The good man that he is, he affirms her and tells her that despite all of this, she's still a good person. She asks him, what if she did belong in jail? What if it were better that she was locked up?
You raised 2 great kids, right? You did that. You can't give up yet.
Yeah, she did. Ginny and Austin are pretty great. And it's insane how loyal Joe is. Like, he has been in Georgia's corner for years without her even knowing.
Come on, Marcus, do you have a problem?
Don't make this dramatic. It's not a big deal, okay?
If you need help, we can go talk to Mom.
I don't have a problem.
Yeah, because that's the totally non-defensive reaction of somebody who doesn't have a drinking problem.
I'm a criminal defense lawyer for one of the top law firms, and you never even asked my take once.
She's too good for this man. She's so mature, and she knows what she wants and who she is. Zion just always does things without thinking and then apologizes for them later.
If we're gonna really be together, I need to be the first person you come to. I need to be in it. I'm doing this because Ginny asked me, but it should have been you.
Yeah, you floof bag. It should have been you, not your daughter, reaching out for help for her mom. That should have been your idea. Especially if you really put Ginny and Georgia first before everything, as you say you do. Well, then prove it. Don't use it as an out whenever it's convenient, and then when it really matters, you do nothing.
She's not getting out. I saw the evidence. It is really medically clear that he was murdered.
Yeah, because he was. But I think I've come to understand why Georgia did it. It made sense in her logic. She wanted to be of help. And Cynthia that evening confessed to her that she wished things were just over, that he would just let go, that he would just pass away. And in Georgia's messed up, traumatized logic, where she has killed before and has gotten away with it, and through it removed obstacles in her life, she just saw it as a way to help. Oh, so this is something that needs to be done? Okay, I can do that for you. Which objectively is insane, of course, but in that moment, inside of Georgia's logic, it made sense. In the afternoon, Ginny visits her mom to tell her that she found out about Cynthia and Joe's affair. But as we know, Georgia already knows that.
Why haven't you used that?
Because I can't do that to her.
Now you have a conscience?
Yeah, right? It's so weird how Georgia's brain works. She can kill for Cynthia, make her go through that grief, but never put her through accusing her of a murder she didn't commit. Okay. Ginny tells Georgia that Gil is planning on taking Austin away and that she can't give up now. Georgia says that Austin is happy with Gil and that he is safe with him, that he would never hurt Austin, he only hurts Georgia.
And me. He hurt me too, Mom.
Holy shit. How hard did that prick squeeze her arm? What the? Okay, lock him up next.
He loves Austin. He hasn't hurt him. He's not going to. Austin's safe.
You don't know that. You don't know that, but it's what you have to tell yourself so you don't go completely stir crazy and lose your mind, knowing your son is being abused and you being locked up and having no way to help or save him. That evening is the school's premiere of their musical production.
Hey, have you been buying for my brother, like with your sister's ID while he was suspended?
Yeah?
What?
Well, he asked me to. Are you mad?
Is she mad? What do you think? Silver, you idiot. You absolute enabler. Break up with her ASAP, Max. Again, driving home the point. Be single.
Max, you're amazing. What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, Sophie. What are you doing? I'm so annoyed at Sophie. She broke up with Max because she was too immature. Then she had a boyfriend. Then she broke up with that boyfriend and tried to start things up again with Max. But Max was already into Silver. And now she just kissed her in front of Silver? What are you playing at, Sophie? I used to like her. I said it in the last episode, but again, I'm voting for Max to be single. None of these girls are it, darling. You deserve a million times better. Backstage, in the middle of costume change, Max confronts both Silver and Sophie at the same time. She breaks up with Silver, rightfully so, and tells off Sophie for giving her mixed signals, rightfully so. I'm so proud of Max. While doing a costume change, she stands up for herself, communicates what she wants and what she doesn't want, and then she goes back on stage and delivers a killer performance, while having so much going on in personal life. Worrying about her brother's addiction, feeling left out, and frankly being left out of Mang, while still holding it together and trying to do well at school. Max really deserves to catch a break.
And no one sees the starlet, no one sees the housewife, no one sees the sorrow, I'm invisible.
I know I made fun of it when they were in the middle of the school hallway doing a reprise of this and just blurted that out.
And no one sees the starlet.
Oh, God, please, no! No! No!
No one wants to hear you sing. And no one.
Another one?
And no one.
Not both of you.
I'm invisible.
Do shut up.
But here on stage, it sounds amazing.
Amazing.
Their voices are incredible. And those harmonies? Top tier. After a performance, Max has a breakdown backstage.
I feel like I have to be big and bright all the time and take care of everyone, but I'm not okay.
That's okay, babe.
I'm sad.
You're allowed to be sad. You have a lot going on.
I don't think anyone actually cares about me.
That's the rejection sensitivity dysphoria talking. But also, her parents, brother, and friends are making it very hard for her not to feel this way. They really have been treating her unfairly, as if she has endless patience and you can just walk all over her because it's just Maxine. Her friends push her away out of fear of her being dramatic, which she was, but she has changed. But I don't think her friends have realized that. And her parents have tasked her of taking care of her brother, which is not her job, so no wonder she feels this way. Because she's had enough, Max tells their parents about Marcus's drinking problem. What's wrong with you? Seriously, sir?
The woman was too stunned to speak.
I think he's been sick long enough for you to know what is wrong with him if you just paid a bit more attention, sir. Because, this has been going on for a very long time, and you two have been asleep at the wheel. Your son is clearly depressed and coping with it in a very unhealthy way. And you have neglected to catch on entirely. And then asking him, what's wrong with you?
Fatality.
That's so mean. So mean. Marcus clearly hates himself enough already. And you're just adding on to that. You're affirming that. What is wrong with you, Mr. Baker and Mrs. Baker, that you are too oblivious to take care of your children properly? Call child services. Now.
I would never rat on you.
You want to say I make everything about myself? Fine. It's not true. It's actually all about you. You're the one that mom and dad are worried about. I have to be okay because you're not okay. You're obviously not okay.
Yes. Exactly, Max. You tell him. You have been trying to keep the family together, which was a completely thankless job, and frankly, should have never been put on you in the first place.
You don't understand.
Ugh. Teenagers.
Teenagers.
You wallow in your misery like a little baby. Get over yourself, Marcus. But also, he is not in his right mind here, too. He's drunk, he's very sick, and maybe he doesn't even need all of this, but that's very hurtful. And even though he's drunk and sick, it's still his responsibility how he treats others, so not cool, Marcus. Next day in court, Simone calls Austin to the stand.
Tom Fuller was murdered. I saw it, and I saw who did it. My dad.
What? What? Did he just? Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm agag.
Textbook agog.
That's a plot twist I can get behind. Final episode, let's go! We flash back to a moment where Ginny seeked out Austin and his school. She tells him about Gil's plans to take him away and shows him where he hurt her.
What if Gil was there that night? We already know that he's violent. He has a criminal record. He'd be perfect.
Oh my god, Ginny! What the fuck are you asking of your little brother? That's insane. Why is winning this trial up to the kids? Hello? Adult's job?
But it's your dad or your mom. You have to pick.
Ginny? What are you doing traumatizing your brother? You're being a bad sister. The worst sister. Stop it. Stop it right now.
He got mad and he killed Tom. And later he came over and hurt my mom too.
Well, that part's true. Oh my god. Georgia is as textbook agag as we are. She did not expect Austin to go this far. I don't think anybody did. That's insane. Next, Cynthia's on the stand, and we flash back to Ginny seeking her out after her visit with Georgia in jail. She proceeds to blackmail Cynthia, telling her that there are cameras at Blue Farm and that she can give the tape of her Aunt Joe to Georgia's lawyer. Holy shit, Jenny. Are you turning into a mini Georgia? Are you taking the worst traits of your mom and applying them to you now? What are you doing?
In the case of Georgia Randolph against the state of Massachusetts, find the defendant not guilty.
That's it? That's how quickly it went? They have been building this up for episodes, and now it's just over? Okay.
But Austin never mentioned it, that he saw his dad do it.
It was probably traumatic.
To witness a parent kill someone, he won't be the same after seeing that.
Yeah, that boy needs to go to therapy as soon as possible. He's traumatized as heck. On top of all of it, even by his own sister. I really hope that he will get the help that he clearly needs. He's been put on the back seat of mental health healing for 3 seasons now. I think it's his turn. He deserves it.
We can go home tomorrow? Mom's free now.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, baby. Look at how much of a burden this all was. He looks so damn relieved. The next day, Zion drops off Ginny and Austin at their mom's house, and the three are happy to be reunited. Zion lets Georgia know that he will be petitioning for joint custody, which I think is a good thing. Ginny needs both of her parents. Anna gives Zion more of a reason to really be there for Ginny and show up even more for her.
Austin's gonna be okay, right?
I hope so. Can he please, pretty please, go to therapy now?
Yeah, he can.
Yes, great, as he should. The little boy got a panic attack when he walked through the door. Look at him. I just want to cuddle him and be like, you're fine, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. There's your therapist, just go and talk to them.
I'm gonna go too.
What?
Yeah, what? Oh, but that's great. A family in therapy can only mean that things will get better for every single one of them. I subscribe to this.
It's never gonna happen again, right, Mom? You're never gonna do it again.
I promise.
You better keep that promise, Georgia.
I need to know that you're different, that you've changed, that you understand.
I understand.
Understanding or not, you really cannot keep killing people for your sake, but especially for your children's sake and for the sake of the people you might have to remove. So please stop doing that, okay?
What if she does it again?
It's not on you.
Yep, still true. Even though I have lost some respect for Marcus when he shut his sister out for telling their parents about his very, very real drinking problem, but he is still right about this.
I still love you. Never stop.
Heartstopper did that better. Way better. I don't know. Kissing scenes without leaves and flowers flying around the people just don't hit the same. It's just boring. No. Where's the where is the music? Where's the I don't know, the thing that catches you? It feels so emotionally void to me. I don't know, maybe it's because there are no hearts flying around them, but I don't know. What do you think about this scene? Also, I am not a fan of them being back together. It also makes no sense because Marcus is still doing really badly and he would just be another thing for Ginny to take care of. Another burden for her to carry. Get yourself right first, Marcus. You are in no condition to date anyone. And I thought you knew that because wasn't that the reason you broke up with her in the first place? What changed? Honestly, nothing. So why are you like this now? Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Why are you?
You were right about Marcus. Maxine caught him drinking at school.
What's the plan?
Get him to a clinic right now.
He's grounded forever, and he's no longer allowed to go to his art studio garage.
Grounding him and banning him from his garage is not helping at all. Yo, grounding a depressed person is the worst thing you can do. They're already in the room all day, disassociating from reality, getting lost in their headspace filled with self-hatred and pessimism. What he needs is a change in his environment. 24-hour supervision, which you can't give because you've obviously failed at that, and professional help from people who know how to treat depression and now alcoholism too, which again is clearly not you. Plus, you should make sure that Maxine is okay too. Maybe she also needs a therapist. Why do you only provide one for Marcus? Speaking of Marcus, he is called into the principal's office the next day in school where his parents are already waiting. Principal Yang tells him that Marcus needs summer school in order to graduate with his class, which, no surprise there. Bro's been suspended for ages, has been flunking out of class, never did his homework, and was drunk all year. So, yeah.
You told me to support Proposition 38. You told me to divorce my wife.
Blame, blame, blame at everyone else's feet but your own, huh, Paul? These are all decisions you made. Nick recommended them, but you made them. Nick did not manipulate you or anything. He simply stated the facts that he knew to be true at the time. And you acted on those.
You told me she would be found guilty.
Bro, you're acting like Nick could tell the future. He's not a psychic. You should have just waited until after the trial with everything, but no, you just went ahead and did stuff and you showed your true colors, Paul, and now you can't even own it. That same day is sophomore graduation, where Ginny gets to read her poem that won her that statewide contest. And for some reason, Wolf shows up. Why? I thought y'all hated each other now.
Why is he here?
Ginny reads her poem and it's so beautiful. I wish I could show it to you, but due to copyright reasons, this video would get blocked. You should just watch the show and listen to the poem yourself.
We're friends. I'm not giving you a choice.
Is that a threat or a promise? As it turns out, to no one's surprise, Paul gets recalled as mayor, and as a consequence, he fires Nick. Great. Okay, better that way, Nick. You don't need that toxicity in your life. Go off and make your career in an environment that actually celebrates you and doesn't push you down.
He needs more help than summer school. He needs rehab.
Yes!
Your father and I are handling it.
No, you're not. Gosh, have you learned nothing? Ellen, both of your children are so much smarter and so much more capable than you. And they have like a quarter of your life experience. Marcus was always the smartest in giving Ginny advice about this entire situation, and Max always knows what her brother needs. That is your job as the parent, you dingus.
What did you do?
I did what you always taught us.
You don't do that. That's not on you.
Yeah, Ginny, you went way too far. And this should have never been on you. And I don't think you realize the extent of what you've done.
I know what it's like to cross a line you can't come back from. I do hard things so you don't have to. I know I'm a monster. I don't want you to turn into monsters too.
I normally never say this when it comes to Georgia, but in this case, listen to your mother. She actually does know best.
I did what I had to do. Prove that I did the right thing. I'm glad you've changed, Mom. Make sure it sticks. Don't make me regret setting you free.
Twisting it around now, are we, Ginny? It's true, Georgia has changed, but now I feel like Ginny is turning into something irreversible as well, because once you go down that road, it's hard to turn back. Once you've tasted it, you will never forget what successful manipulation tastes like.
And I know it's been hard for you too, I know that, and I've been trying to be there for you, and I feel like I have, but you've kind of been like ditching me to hang out with everyone else, which you can do, like you're allowed to hang out with whoever you want.
Yeah, I am.
Is Ginny a bitch? Like, why is she so distant and indifferent towards Max? All Max has ever done is try and be there for you. She took you into that friend group, which is now yours. She was kind to you when the entire school was against you. And when Nora was distant, Max constantly tried to convince her, hey, Ginny needs us now. Let's put our opinions aside and let's just be there for Ginny. Max is why your friends stayed. And this is how you thank her? That evening, Joe bursts into Georgia's home and asks her point blank if she did it. And she actually confesses everything to him because he is the only person she's ever felt truly safe with.
They dug up every dark, shameful secret and called me horrible things, and you're the only one who stood by me. And you'll never know what that meant to me.
Yep, he showed his true colors as well. And what beautiful colors they were.
Screw it.
Yay! Aw, that actually makes me really happy. I never, ever would have condoned it for Joe to be with Georgia, especially when, of course, she was still married, but also when she came into town. But now she really has changed, and he's willing to look past all of her previous behavior. Plus, he's always known what she was like. Unlike Paul, he never painted this image of her in his mind to make her into someone she wasn't. He just knew that as that person, they wouldn't fit. He still fell in love with her, but he just was like, no. He always knew where he was at with her and what he would get from her. That's why until now he never pursued her. But he can see her clear shift, and that was enough for him to get over what was holding him back, and now he feels like he can be with her.
I'm so sorry. I haven't stopped going from guy to guy. And my kids, I think they need me to settle down for a minute.
Dang, Georgia, you really have changed. You are taking it very seriously. You finally get it. You finally understand. Wow. Good job, Georgia. And being on the role that she is, Georgia goes to see Paul to apologize to him for lying about the pregnancy.
I might lose my job because of you. I had a plan, and then you destroyed it.
Never hit a man, never hit a man.
You turned me into the worst possible version of myself because you are insidious.
Still not able to hold himself accountable. These are still all decisions you made. You married her. You divorced her. You signed off on a bill that the town didn't want. All on you, sir. And you are incompetent. You let yourself be manipulated, sir. That's on you. Every person is responsible for their own actions and decisions, no matter their circumstances. But you want the easy way out. Blame the woman, right? It's all her fault.
I didn't make you anything that wasn't in there already.
Yes. Exactly. You know what? I would love it if Georgia ran against him for mayor. Whew. That would be so badass. And besides, she was ruling that office anyways. All of the things the town loved him for were her ideas. He was just leeching off of her for his benefit and his image as mayor, until there was no more benefit and he dropped her like a used tissue. That evening, Marcus sneaks out to a party at Brody's basement and of course gets completely wasted because he doesn't have a drinking problem. Max gets him home, but their parents are waiting in the living room.
What is wrong with you? Do you hate us?
No, I don't hate you. I hate meat. I hate meat, okay?
There it is.
I hate meat, okay?
Self-loathing to a point of addiction. Grief to a point of breaking. That's what's been happening to your son. And like Max said, summer school and being grounded won't fix that. He needs help. He just had a breakdown in front of y'all.
Mom, he has a problem and he needs help. He needs rehab.
I don't want him to fall behind.
Who cares if it means he's helping himself?
He's already having a hard enough time, Max, and I don't want to make it worse.
Rehab is the place where people go to get better, ma'am. So what if he has to repeat a class? At least he won't carry all of that crap into adulthood. What are you waiting for to get him the help he needs? A near-death experience? Gosh, why are these parents so fucking useless? Listen to your daughter. Georgia's father calls her from prison and tells her to be careful and that if he could find her, anyone can, whatever that means.
You broke your glasses.
Get out of my room.
I said get out!
Yeah, that little boy's innocence is gone now. Breaking those glasses meant he fully stripped himself of the pretend. He snapped back into reality, and the reality is his mom is a murderer, his dad is a criminal, and he made his dad go down for his mom's crimes. Good news to the end. Marcus' parents finally took you long enough. 3 seasons. Make one smart decision and end up driving Marcus to rehab. I hope. It could also be summer school, but I believe it's rehab. I really hope so.
Mom? Change is inevitable.
Oh, it's milk. She always says milk is her pregnancy cravings. Does nobody ever use protection in the show? Like, whose do you think it is? Paul's or Joe's? I hope it's Joe's. We want Paul to be gone, don't we? I really don't want to see that idiot's face ever again. Oh no. What was my hair doing? I just had to take a pause to run some errands and I looked into the mirror and I was like, what? Oh no! Great. I don't know when that happened, so I'm not gonna go back and record everything again. I mean, this just goes to show that I never look next to the camera and look at me. I look at you guys. I look into the camera, so I never notice if anything is in disarray. So yeah. Anyways, what a show. This season was really nice. I really enjoyed it. I love that the show, even though it was delayed due to the writer's strike, they took their time to make something good. This show doesn't feel rushed for the sake of releasing it sooner. No, they really thought things through. Now, let me share my final thoughts with you. Marcus's parents annoyed the living heck out of me. All the signs were there. So many people saw what was going on with both their kids, especially Marcus, before they did. They just pounded on their son, asking him, "What's wrong with you?" thrice a day, without actually trying to find an answer to that really dumb question, which, by the way, also did not help his self-hatred at all. And then, instead of stepping up and taking care of their son, they ask their daughter to look out for him. Huh? That's not her job. Nope. Plus, we saw in the episode where it was from her POV, she herself is also struggling with depression.
I understand how he feels because I feel it too. I just hide it better.
Just because she's loud, outspoken, and extroverted does not mean that all of this just passes her by without affecting her. She clearly doesn't know how to handle her emotions in a healthy way too. How could she? She has clearly not learned it from the parents because they don't know how to do it either. Some people just shouldn't be parents. Conclusion, if you don't know how to be a good parent, don't be a parent. And speaking of bad parents, there is not a single parent in this show that is doing it right. Abby's parents, who are both supposed to be professional therapists, have no clue that their daughter is struggling with a mental illness that got worse through their divorce. We don't see much of Nora's parents, but through Nora's behavior, we can tell that they must be very judgmental and hold their own image and their family's image in very high regard. So much so that Nora feels the need to distance herself from her friends in a time where her friends actually need her. Now back to the Millers. Zion is taking steps towards being more there for Ginny, but they're baby steps. Let's be honest. Let's call it out as it is. And he is still making a lot of mistakes, and I think it will take him a while to get it right, but that's because he waited 16 years to start. And don't even get me started on Gil. Even if he didn't kill Tom, I would not be opposed to him rotting in jail for the rest of his life. And Cynthia? Huh? That woman's just giving me whiplash. First, she's mad at Austin and against him, but then she lets him back into her house and lets him play with Zach again. Then she accuses Ginny of being just as manipulative as her mom, but then she rescues her from Gil. It's like she can't make up her mind. Who does she hate or not? Like, where does she stand? Does anybody know? I don't get her. In hindsight, I'm kind of sad that after Hunter and Padma started dating, we didn't really have a lot of scenes with them anymore. It's like they were written off as unimportant now because they didn't have any drama, and so they were considered boring, as if there was nothing interesting to tell about them anymore. But I think it would have been so nice to see more of them because they could have been a great example of what a healthy relationship looks like. They could have been the ultimate contrast to all of these toxic friendships and unhealthy romantic relationships in the show. It would have been nice to have that as a show of like, this is what they could all have if they just got their shit together. Speaking of characters who were written off and didn't get enough screen time, in my opinion, I would have loved to have seen much more of Abby and Tris. I like that we got to see Abby exploring her sexuality more, but at the same time, I would have loved to just have seen more of her and Tris together. There wasn't a lot to it. Like, we got a few scenes of her crushing on Tris and then they kissed, but that was it. But what's their relationship like? What's Tris like? All we know about them is that they like skateboarding and are good at school, and they're hot. But anyways, that's all we know. If you want a queer love story, then give it space. Don't just sprinkle it in here and there. Show it to us. Give me them Heartstopper vibes. Come on. I'd also really be interested in having an Abby POV episode in one of the future seasons, where we can hear more about her inner thoughts and inner world, her struggles with her eating disorder, her struggles with figuring out her sexuality. What are her thoughts like? How does she talk with herself? How does she see herself? That could be very interesting and also a good representation of what a healing journey with an eating disorder looks like, and what it looks like when you're young, a teenager, trying to figure out your sexuality. I still don't know how I went from being so intent on Georgia needs to go to jail, lock that woman up for life, to, oh no, please give her a second chance. Don't lock her up. She can't be locked up. She is just starting her life over. They really did her character arc so well. Like, wow, this show got me to sympathize with a serial killer. Don't know how we got here, but we sure as heck arrived. I'm really interested to see how her character will continue to grow in the next season, which, by the way, has already been confirmed. So we will get a season 4, which is great. And just what they will do with her character. And speaking of change, through the schemes of how she got her mother off of the murder trial, we can also already see that Ginny has started to change. We can really see it when she interacts with Max in that last episode, where she is, excuse my French, acting like a total bitch. And if they continue Ginny down that road, I'm pretty sure that I will hate her. Because there is no need to be so mean to someone who has actively and relentlessly always been in your corner. But if we look back into past seasons and are honest with ourselves, Ginny has always had some tendencies of being selfish and only think about herself and her entire situation and how unfair life is to her. She's a real, but what about me kind of person, which is my least favorite person. Looking at you, Ross Geller.
You know, sometimes your words, they hurt.
Granted, she has a lot to deal with and did not grow up in the best circumstances. However, no matter your mental state, it's always your responsibility how you treat others. Growing up poor and having a traumatizing childhood does not give you an excuse or the right to treat others badly. And finally, we have to talk about Austin. Because since season 1, they have slowly but surely made sure that you as the viewer start to worry more and more about this little boy. Because on one hand, he's sweet and kind, but then he goes ahead and stabs another boy with a pencil in the hand. He's quiet and shy and keeps to himself, but then in front of everybody, including the teacher, goes ahead and trashes an entire classroom. And then he completely betrayed his own biological father by calling him a murderer in front of the entire world. This will also be interesting how that will affect his relationship with Gil and if Gil is just done with him now. And then when Austin came back home from the trial, you could see on his face that he is not doing okay at all. I'm really interested to see where they will take Austin's character because he has the potential to go both ways. Either he will victoriously overcome trauma or become its next victim and completely fall off the deep end. Also, side note, if they don't do a huge time jump with the next season, they have to change the actor. This will turn into Grease. Like, sorry, but this kid is 14 in real life. So that's not a 9-year-old. I'm also really interested to see what they will do with Marcus next and how they will handle the topic of addiction. So far, they have been very good in handling topics that are mental health related, and I think it's always been a staple of Ginny and Georgia that they are very mental health aware because they have covered a lot of topics already. Self-harm, eating disorders, setting boundaries, processing emotions, how to handle trauma triggers, narcissism, depression, and so on. Addiction is something they haven't even touched upon. And they've also, up until this point, have not gotten into the healing process of an eating disorder. They've shown it, what it looks like, but not how to heal from it. So I wonder if those two will be the main mental health topics in the next season, plus Georgia healing from her narcissism. What this show, especially this season, is so good at showing is how difficult morality is or can be. Because as soon as we feel empathy for someone, we tend to have compassion with them, and it gets harder for us to want to see them punished. Even though technically we know that Georgia would deserve to go to jail 3 times over, we don't want her to go to jail anymore. And at the same time, the fact that Gil is now accused of Georgia's crimes makes me not feel anything for him and actually triumph if he would go down for that, even though he's innocent of that crime. But the show has made us hate him so much by showing us who he is that we are always on Georgia's side when it comes to those two. Georgia and Gil, in comparison, are both narcissists. But Georgia is able to reflect and question herself and her behavior, and in the end can even admit that she screwed up and that she messed up and she did things wrong, and she asks herself the most important question, which is, how can I change? What can I do to be better? Gil Gil, on the other hand, would never admit, not in a million years, that he made a mistake. He's infallible in his eyes. And not even Austin going as far as accusing him of murder will make him rethink himself or his behavior. He will blame this entire thing either on Ginny or on Georgia. He will think they influenced him, they made him. He would never think that his son hates him so much that he would turn against him. And he will never look for the mistakes in his own actions. And that is the defining difference between Gil and Georgia. Even though bottom line, they're both very selfish people, Georgia has the potential to change. And that is why we root for her and not for him. And that's why we want her to have a second chance and him to rot in jail forever. This season really showed us how incredibly subjective moral questions are. Cynthia, of course, wants to see Georgia go down and go to jail. But Georgia's kids and we as the viewers, we're on the side of the Millers because we live with them in their heads and we can sympathize. If the show was from Cynthia's POV, we would probably be taking her side, but it's not. So we're taking the Miller side. All in all, I really enjoyed this season and can't wait for season 4. I'm so glad that despite the writer's strike, Ginny and Georgia has stayed true to itself and hasn't lessened in quality or excitement. This gives me confidence that season 4 will be just as good. Thank you guys so much for watching. What do you think of season 3 of Ginny and Georgia? What are your thoughts on everything that I've said? And most importantly, who do you think the father is? Is it Paul? Or is it Joe? To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it was twins. One from each. Because this is Ginny and Georgia. And the writers hate to see anyone catch a break. But I guess we will know in season 4. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, but also to my second channel, Jessie Grace, where I'm starting out as an indie musician. Turn on notifications to never miss an upload and all the amazing content coming your way. Stay crazy. See you next week where we will dive into the new season of Wednesday. Bye! Bond still in check? Okay, I'm paranoid now. And I have a red dot on my nose, like, things are just super duper great today.
Bye.